Hey, it's Byron Morrison here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a simple exercise I use with all of my private clients that you can use as well to upgrade your identity and get clear on who it is you need to become to take your life, your success, and yourself to the next level. Before we get to the exercise though, I just want to give you some context so that you can really understand why your identity and the way that you see yourself is so important. Because in life, one of the biggest reasons why some people succeed and some people fail is down to their patterns, their habits, and their behaviors, all of which are directly tied to their identity. Because we all have our own identity, this vision in our head of who we are, what we can and can't do, our beliefs and our mold of the world. And for so many people, they let this identity define them. And because of it, it holds them back. Because they fall into all of these mental limitations and negative patterns that stop them from reaching their full potential. Because what made you who you are today and the level of thinking and action that got you to where you are right now isn't going to get you to where you want to be tomorrow, which is why we need to figure out who do you need to become to take yourself to the next level. Because you're obviously here for a reason. Something is missing, or deep down inside, you know that you're meant for something more. There's been another level you've been unable to reach, a greater impact that you want to create. But for things to change, you've got to change as well, which is why we need to figure out what patterns are holding you back. What's causing you to get in your own way, and what new patterns do we need to create that are gonna allow you to tap into your full potential? That's why I put together this exercise to really help you start visualizing who it is you need to become. And the reason why we focus on this visualization first is subconsciously your mind can't tell the difference between reality and imagination. And that's why by really getting that clear mental image, we can start shifting thoughts, feelings, and beliefs within yourself that allow you to start closing that gap and really embodying this identity of who it is you want to become. So if you haven't already, what I want you to do is to grab a pen and paper, turn off distractions, and make sure you're in a quiet place where you can focus and calmly think to yourself, because you're going to get out of this exercise what you put into it. Most importantly though, I also want you to have some fun with this, because this moment right here and now is your evolution and your first step towards becoming who you're meant to be. So to start with, what I want you to do is to sit down, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and I want you to picture yourself right now. Really get a mental picture of who you currently are. And I want you to think about, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about the way that you look? How do you feel about where you currently are at this point in your life? And from there, I want you to think about, how are you currently showing up in your business? Are you consistently taking the actions that you need to take to create the impact and the success that you want? Or are you having times when you procrastinate, you put things off, you overthink, or you waste time? Are you having moments when your emotions take over and get the better of you, where you get stressed and overwhelmed and you don't show up at your best? This is all about some honest reflection to really figure out where you currently are at this point in your life. So think about it another way. If you were interviewing yourself for a position in your company and you knew the patterns and habits that you currently have, is that someone you'd want to hire? Or would you be hesitant, wondering and questioning whether or not they're truly going to show up and step up to create these big goals and dreams that they say that they want? Then from there, I want you to think about, how are you showing up in your relationships? How are you showing up for the people around you? And finally, how are you showing up for yourself in your health, your happiness, and going after the things that you truly want in life? Really take this moment to think about who you are right now, this point in your life, and how you feel about it. Now, the point of this part of this exercise is not to dwell on the past. It's not to beat yourself up over what you've done wrong or what's missing, because The reality is, regardless of what you've achieved and where you are right now, you're obviously watching this video for a reason. Something's missing and you want something more. And this is why it's all about shining a light on the areas that you really need to focus on in order to reach that next level. With that being said though, what I don't want you to do is to dwell on the past, to feel guilty or regret. That's not going to serve you, because that's putting your time and energy on the past, which you can't change. But what you can do right here and now is make a decision that you're going to change those patterns, you're going to break those behaviors, and you're going to start showing up as who you're meant to be. So now, still with your eyes closed, what I want you to do is to shift your focus to the future. I want you to start picturing who it is you want to be 90 days from now. Really think about the person that you want to become. How do you want to feel about yourself? How do you want to feel about the way that you look? How do you want to feel about where you're at that point in your life? Again, think about your business, your impact, and the life that you want to create. What do you want to be doing every single day? Who do you need to be showing up as to really turn that into a reality? Then from there, start to think, how do you want to be showing up in your relationships? How do you want to be showing up for those around you? And also, how do you want to be showing up for yourself in your health, your happiness, and going after the things that truly matter in your life? The reason why I'm getting you to think about 90 days in advance is, while it's great to have these big goals and this big vision of what you want to achieve, that in itself can be a little bit overwhelming. And not only that, it can also leave you clueless about where to actually begin. That's why with all of my private clients, while keeping that big vision in mind, what we do is we break it down into 90-day chunks, because by doing so, it becomes tangible. We can put together a step-by-step plan to close the gap. And we can also track, adapt, and assess it along the way. So when you have that vision in your head, what I want you to do is to get your pen and paper, and I want you to write it down. The reason being, this is going to be that first step in taking this conscious vision that you want to create. And by putting it down on pen and paper, it starts to become real. This is the first step in turning that vision into a reality. So think of it kind of like a mission statement. A vision of who it is you're going to start showing up at to take your life, yourself, and your success to the next level. So pause this video and take as long as you need to get that vision down on paper. And then when you come back, I'm going to have a few more questions to go through with you to help you take that clarity and turn it into a clear plan of action. Now, before we go any further, one thing I find really helps in turning this vision into a reality is saying it out loud, to share it with someone else, because by doing so, it becomes real. It's almost like you've proclaimed it to the world and you're committed to making it happen. So what I want you to do is to take a moment and share your vision down in the comments below, saying to everyone else, this is who I'm going to become. This is the life that I'm going to create. So now that you're clear on who it is you want to become, we need to figure out what needs to happen in order for you to close the gap. The good news is though, because you have that vision of that new identity of who it is you're meant to be, we can reverse engineer it. We can really take the time to uncover what habits, what behaviors, what patterns, what beliefs and non-negotiable parts of their day did they have to take on that by you embodying is going to get you to where you want to be. So with your vision in mind, the first question I want you to ask yourself is, what changes did that future version of yourself have to make that's got them to where they are today? Think about your business, your relationships, your health, the areas of your life where something may be missing. Really think about what would need to happen in the next 90 days for you to be able to look back and be like, do you know what? I made those changes. I turned that vision into a reality. The next question that I want you to ask yourself is, what standards did that future version of yourself set for themselves? What did they really make a decision on that was no longer acceptable in life? What standards did they start holding themselves to ensure that they were showing up at their full potential? What did they decide that they were no longer going to tolerate or put up with? And finally, what new habits, behaviors, and non-negotiable parts of their day did they have to follow through with that's got them to where they are? You see, by asking yourself these questions, it's really going to give you an idea of what's allowed that future version of yourself to get to where they are right now. And you can start putting together a plan that's really going to help you close that gap, figuring out who you need to show up every single day. That's going to allow you to evolve and really step into that identity of who it is you want to become. Now, if you want help with creating that plan or turning this vision into a reality, then get in touch with me, as I may have something that can help you actually close that gap. And also, this is just step one in the proven 4-step process I use with all of my CEO and visionary leader clients to help them up-level themselves so that they can tap into their full potential. And if you want to check out what the other 3 steps are, I've put together a training video that you can check out using the link in the description below that's going to take you through the entire process. So there you have it, my identity upgrade process to get you clear on who it is you want to become. I hope this video has given you that clarity that is going to allow you to evolve into your full potential. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and show it some support. And also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss regular new videos that are really going to help you take your life, your success, and yourself to the next level. I've been Byron Morris, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video, so please leave them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.